Yeah.
Oh, he's heading back towards the driveway now.
Yeah, I see him. He's right in front of me.
Oh, jeez. You got a good life insurance policy?
You only live once, man. YOLO.
Hi folks, thanks for joining us. Check out this juvenile black bear. This young guy is one of several black bears that have been frequenting our lake area and have been coming on to cottage properties.
Yes, for some reason we seem to be having an overabundance of black bear sightings and in some cases property invasions by these furry creatures all summer long. Could it be a problem? Should we be concerned? Stick around and find out how curious and even destructive these creatures can be in the place where we've chosen to live in retirement.
Oh, just went behind the garage.
Get out of there. Come on. Hey.
Yeah, I went in my garage.
Welcome to Second Wind Adventures, where we start the next chapter in our life where retirement can be fun, exciting, and challenging.
Follow along with us as we continue to transition from our regular full-time work life to a more flexible lifestyle that includes cottage living, adventure travel, and our dream to circumnavigate the globe on a sailing catamaran.
This is us, Alina and Monty. We would love if you joined us so that we can share with you the trials of achieving our goals.
This is where we chose to live out part of our retirement in the off-season when we're not traveling and sailing in southern climes. 2 years ago, we left the hustle and bustle of the big city of Toronto for this, the lake country of southwestern Ontario, just 3 hours north of the city.
So far, living here full-time has been fantastic, as we had been coming to our cottage over the summers, primarily on the weekends for the past 18 years. So the transition was easy. We had spent considerable time renovating and modernizing our lakeside cottage to make it a year-round home with all the modern conveniences we were used to in our former home in the city.
So one of the things we want to cover today as part of this rural living are the other neighbors who we share this wonderful environment with us. So before we get into the bears, we wanted to familiarize our viewers with other wildlife we encounter up here. We're going to do this by showing you the photos and videos that have been captured by us and other people living part and full-time in our lake community.
So other than the usual raccoons or trash can bandits that we encounter in the city, we have had frequent encounters with deer, which we often see on or beside the road as we drive in the area. Monty is also frequently swerving to avoid other creatures that meander onto the road, including snapping turtles and flocks of wild turkeys, which Pepper, our dog, also seems to have a fondness of chasing off our property. Oh, and don't worry, folks, those turkeys are never in danger given how slow and ponderous our full-bodied, beautiful dog is.
We've also had rare sightings of more timid creatures, such as woodland martens, which are related to ferrets. We've had beavers and otters, which you can also see here swimming in the water in this clip.
So let's talk about the black bears now. Maybe it's because of the proliferation of cloud-based web security cameras that people are now installing to watch their properties, but there have been sometimes up to 3 or 4 posts a week on bear sightings to our Lake Community Facebook page. Some folks post as a lookout warning to other cottagers in case young children are outside playing, or there are perhaps patio parties happening where food may attract these bears to come and try to help themselves to whatever they may be able to get their claws on.
Usually, cottagers report sightings to the Ministry of Natural Resources, which is the Ontario government, who would come and try to live trap these animals should they become a nuisance and hence require relocation. Sometimes the bears come as a family and are accompanied by cubs. Other times they're just individuals just looking for food.
We have, unfortunately, had a few bears that have removed storm doors or windows and have come into cottages looking for food. Here's an example of one cottage which was ransacked while the owners were actually out and away from their property. They returned to find that the bear had gained entry through a window and entered the kitchen, opened the fridge, and helped itself to the contents. And you can see in the final clip that it was making it off with a pretty juicy steak from the fridge.
These bears are pretty smart. Here are some photos of the aftermath of a bear not too far away from us, which had opened an unlocked car door and gained entry into an Infiniti SUV to look for food. Not finding any, I guess it went to town on the leather seats and other components of the car seats. Wow, that one must have been hungry.
So, as we wrap up these clips, we see a photo of a typical bear trap, in this case, one which was set up at our local waste transfer station. We had one bear hanging around the spot waiting for unsuspecting cottagers to dispose their bags of garbage. And this particular bear had to be trapped because it had lost its fear of people and had begun associating people with food and had become fairly aggressive.
Well, we're not sure why we have had such a spike in black bear visits this past summer, but some speculate that there had been a very poor berry season at the beginning of the summer, so the bears were coming out of the bush to look for food and an easy meal from their human neighbors. Now that it's winter, they all should be hibernating now, but let's see what happens next summer and what it brings, and if we continue to have more frequent visits from our furry neighbors in the forest. Thanks for watching.